2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. Hello, everybody. Just saying hi to some people in the chat. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Hopefully this live stream works. We'll see. That's the main thing. I hope the live stream actually starts working at a certain point in time. We will see. Sometimes you never know with technology how things will go. We'll start in about 17 seconds if all systems are go. Let's see what happens here. It's supposed to be working, but I don't. Nope, there it goes. Excellent. We'll start in 4 seconds. There we go. 2, 1. Well, hello. Welcome to this live English lesson. I hope everyone is having a good day. The feed wasn't popping up as I was waiting for it to go. I was worried. I did a test stream earlier and everything was like 100% working the way it was supposed to. So it looks like we are good. It looks like we have 36 viewers already. Lots of people in the chat. Know that's saying that your voice sounds much better, Bob. Yes. So the last time you've heard me was the video I put out on Tuesday, which I made on Monday, and it's Friday now. I've had a few days to recover. So thank you for your concern, everyone who's out there. I was a little sick. Maybe I wasn't just a little bit sick. I lost my voice. I had a sore throat. I don't want to go on and on about it, but it wasn't fun. It's going around though. My boss had it. Students in my class had it. Jen had it before I had it. So if you're trying to figure out who I got it from Jen. I'm pretty sure I got it from Jen. So anyways, let me do one more check and I'll say hi and we'll get this lesson started. Yeah, I think we're good. I think this is really working the way it's supposed to. Okay, you might be wondering, why am I not teaching a traditional lesson with slides right now? Well, I thought since I wasn't feeling well and I haven't done YouTube for a while, I would just start with a question and answer lesson. One of the reasons for that is that if my voice does start to crack a little bit, if I'm putting too much strain on it, I'll just say we're done. So we will go for about 30 minutes. Maybe we'll go 45 minutes, maybe an hour. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But hey, let me say hi to a few people. Hi to Lolly Lolly, Freddie Wolf, or should I say bonjour or salut. Hi to Madi. Hi to Mode Eggs is here. I see Mode Eggs. Know That is here. Hafiez is here. Wanda Prado I saw earlier. A lot of other folks rolling in. Rayan, Serg, Barnana, Sela, Dev Krishna. It's hard for me sometimes to pronounce the names. This is how I can feel what you're feeling. When I try to pronounce some of your names, I know what you feel like when you're trying to pronounce some English words. Freddie Wolf says, Bob, your strong voice is back. That's a great thing. So I'm not going to, I probably shouldn't do funny voices this morning, but yes, thankfully at school, I have very nice students right now. So I don't need my strong voice to make sure students are paying attention. Hi to Drofinic, Malika, Pakistan, Damien. So what are we here for? We are here to test the focus of my camera. Working perfectly. No, we're here to learn some English, to spend some time together. There are 2 ways that you can do that. You can ask me a question using the form. There's already about 5 questions in the form, I think. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. Or you can have fun English conversations with the people around you. So if you look in the chat, you'll see a whole bunch of people who are very nice. I would say 99.9% of the people that watch my live streams are nice people. And then that 0.01%, they become nice people as they listen to the other people in the stream. Anyways, sorry, I just lost my train of thought because I'm making myself laugh. Anyways, use the chat to have some fun English conversations. Hafiez is saying spring allergies going around, maybe a little bit as well. Like things are blossoming here. But yes, definitely there are many things happening. Hi, Denis. I see Denis Ka is here as well. Good to see you. Okay. Should we get started? Yes, let's do that. Let me get the first question on the screen. Let's go here and let me find the first question. First question is from Know That. So, hey Bob, I recently heard the sentence, "You are my yellow." Now I'm wondering, is it commonly used and do you know its meaning? Thanks in advance, sir. No, I don't actually know the meaning of that in that sense. What I will say is there was a term that you might hear if you're watching a Western, like an old cowboy movie from that era, where if you called someone yellow, it means they were afraid or they didn't have courage. And then it's also a racial slur at times. But for me, if I was to say to someone, "You are my yellow," I haven't heard that one. So not familiar to me. Let's see here from Hung. When I have a sore throat, I often drink honey or medicine. So I have tea with honey. It actually has a bit of almond milk in it as well. If you're wondering why my tea looks this way, it's not coffee. Sorry, I forgot how to drink there for a minute. I put the glass against my upper lip. How do you restore your voice, and do you prefer natural treatment or artificial treatment? So for me, when I have a sore throat, I try not to talk, which is quite challenging because literally my two jobs both require talking. When I go to school and teach my classes, I have to talk. When I make YouTube English lessons, I have to talk. So I try to rest my voice as much as possible. My students at school were probably a little bored for a few days because even though I was sick, I went to work and they did a lot of work in their seats. Like I didn't do a lot of instruction. I gave them work to do. From Denis, it's nice to see you as fresh as a daisy. Your voice is back to normal. Summer is coming and the Maple Leafs are still fighting for the Stanley Cup. Things are looking up. So I neglected as a good Canadian to check how they are doing. Oh, wow. Series is tied at 3-3. Yes, you are right. The Maple Leafs, which is the hockey team in Toronto, is hanging on. They're hanging on for dear life, we might say in English. So cool to see that. Where am I here? From Tina. Hello, Bob. How should I pronounce the form breathes of the verb to breathe? For example, in the following sentence, a dragon breathes fire. Yeah, so dragons can breathe fire. So challenging to say, like I can inhale and exhale, and then I am breathing. The verb to breathe means to do that. A dragon can breathe fire. If you listen to how I'm saying it, breathe. So it does end with you visibly seeing my tongue and that TH sound that can be challenging for some people. From Viet in Vietnam, the path to success is hard. Yes, not for everyone, but yes. And you have to make many sacrifices. A sacrifice, by the way, is when you choose to do one thing and choose not to do something else. So you might sacrifice going out with your friends every weekend in order to work at a part-time job. When you were young, what things did you sacrifice most to get where you are today? Thanks, sir. So I always wanted to buy a nice car, but my parents convinced me that that was a bad idea. But when I was 17, I really wanted to buy not a sports car, but a sporty car. But I didn't need it. My parents had a car that I could drive. And so I would say that that's one thing I sacrificed is I didn't spend, is that really sacrificing though? I didn't spend money on things that would have been a luxury. But I would say this, when I was in university, I did spend more time working than socializing. I would often work Friday and Saturday nights. I worked at the audio-visual department. I was an audio-visual technician when I was in university. So I would sacrifice my social life a bit in order to work. Tanya, what is the difference between digs and lodgings? I don't use the word digs a lot, but I would say that lodgings would be the place where you live. Digs has a couple meanings though. Meaning of slang, digs, living quarters, like nice digs. Yeah. So maybe because I'm older, I wouldn't say that as much. If I heard it on a TV show, though, I would understand it. I think I would more likely say, you have a nice place, or where are you staying? Where do you live? Like, I'm not sure I would say, these are very nice lodgings. I would probably say, you have a nice place. Oh, you have a nice place. If I visited a friend with a new apartment, I would probably say, hey, you have a nice place here. Unsol, hi, Teacher Bob. I missed watching you online so much. Did you miss us too? Yes. What have you missed most about your followers during this time? Have a great day. Bye. So for me, YouTube is very much a two-way street. I know some YouTubers create videos and don't read comments or do live lessons, but I do, because that helps me to thrive. Like, I enjoy seeing the chat going by. I enjoy seeing my followers, viewers talking to each other. I like answering your questions. So what I think I miss most is I just didn't feel up to sitting and reading comments. So I will start doing that again. So leave comments. That would be great. Thanks to Madara for the super chat. Very good. Says, hey there, I just wanted to drop by and say that you're doing great and to keep up the good work. Also, I hope you're feeling better soon. Thanks, Madara. And thanks for the super chat, or the whatever that is called. The name eludes me right now. So let's see here. Mode the hoser. So hoser is like an old Canadian pejorative term, like an insult. Sorry, did I just use the word pejorative? Hopefully that's not too advanced of a word for you. Let me get the good definition for you. Pejorative, expressing contempt or disapproval. Anyways, hoser is like, oh, you hoser. When I was young, people did use that term to make fun of someone. But hey, let me answer the actual question. Hey, Mr. Bob, just sharing a little joke to make you laugh. What do the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Titanic have in common? They both look good until they hit the ice. Yes. So I know that's a good joke, by the way, but I feel like I have to explain it. When you're a hockey player, you put on your equipment and you hit the ice. And then when you're a ship like the Titanic, you can hit an iceberg, and then that ship sank tragically. So anyways, thanks, Mode, for the funny little joke. From Lolly Lolly, bonjour, Bob. On the picture, or in the picture? Merci, in the picture. In this picture, you can see, wait, I don't have a picture here. In this picture, you can see me as a young child. Or in this picture, you can see us when we went to British Columbia last year. If I was to spill my tea, I could spill my tea on the picture. But if you are looking at the things happening in the photograph, you would use in for sure. Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. From the chat, Gustav says, hey, Bob, are you okay? Yes. It seems your voice isn't fixed. I'm really having a great time learning by watching your videos. It would be helpful if you could do one video about past perfect tenses. See what I can do about that, but I make no promises when it comes to... I'm just listening to myself. I make no promises when it comes to grammar lessons. I've done them in the past. They're not my cup of tea. I'll try to think of a fun way to do one in the future. Okay, let me just respond to one other thing though. My voice feels good, but my nose is still stuffed up a little bit. So that might make me sound a little funny. Hafia says though, the picture on my phone. Yeah. So you could say this, oh, I have a picture on my phone that I want to show you. And then I could show you the picture on my phone. But if I was talking about the picture, I would say, you can see in this picture, I really needed a haircut or something. So yes, the picture is on your phone, but when you're talking about the picture itself, let's see. Hamza, hello, my teacher. Simple question for today. Can you tell me why sometimes I get stuck when I try to explain something and I have to use the translation? Yeah, getting stuck is challenging, and it's different for different people. It might be that you're nervous. It might be that you just don't know the vocabulary. It might be that you've become confused and your brain, you know how when you get confused, your brain isn't working properly? So the best thing I can tell you is prepare for all conversations. If I was going to have a French conversation today, because I'm a French learner, I would make sure I was ready to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs and other things that are happening in my life. I would learn some vocabulary. And then the other thing in terms of nervousness is just spend more time having English conversations and as practice. Like find a tutor. That's what I'm saying. Gabriella says, hello, Bob. It's a pleasure to see you in good health. Thank you very much. No, that said, Bob had a lot of bills on his table in his thumbnail, if I saw it correctly. I have a lot of bills? I'm not sure. I'm looking over there. Possibly. Who knows? That's a great example, though. Let's see here. Next question. Yuri. Hi, Bob. What is the difference between the words picture and painting? So first of all, notice how I say picture. Like, oh, in this picture, like I don't say the C. I should probably say picture, but I don't know if we say that as fast speaking English speakers. Anyways, if you take a photo and you put it on the wall, you would say you have some pictures on your wall. If someone uses a paintbrush and paint, you would say that they created a painting. Okay, so just a slightly different visual representation of something on the wall. From Sela. Hello, Teacher Bob. Good to see you again. I hope you are well. The rains with no medication last for 7 days, and without medication, it lasts a week. So I'm not sure exactly. Let's see. Rains. Maybe it's a different word I'm looking for here. I hope you are well. It lasts for, and without. You can say both. Like if someone was to say to me, you know, you should go 7 days with no medication, or you should go 7 days without medication, both would be correct. I see what you're asking here now. Both are correct. Absolutely correct. Like I recommend that you go for the next few days. I recommend that you, sorry, I thought there was a bug on me, if you're wondering what I was doing there. Insects are back. It's spring. We're mid-spring here. So yes, I want you to go the next 7 days with no exercise. I want you to go the next 7 days without exercise. Both would be correct and totally usable. What was I going to say here? I just like to read the chat. Monty says, if I get a fever, usually takes me a few days for my voice to get normal again. Yeah, it always takes a bit, eh? Sita says, hello, Mr. Bob. It's great to see you. Hopefully everything is fine there. I think Sita met Brent. Brent went to Brazil. Hopefully you've been watching Brent's videos that he made while he was there. Okay, let me get another question from Irina. Hi, Bob. Thank you for this session. No problem. My question is, I can't understand why often I hear people say verbs like understand, know, etc. in the continuous form. Thank you. So I'm not understanding what you're saying. It's hard knowing what to do. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like we do a lot of things, right? If I'm understanding you correctly, you're not quite understanding me. Yeah, I'm having trouble explaining it because it is quite common, right? Like, are you understanding what I'm saying? Like if a student, if I said to a student, please sit down, and they didn't, I might say, did you not understand me? But I might also say, are you not understanding what I'm saying? So I guess hopefully you can just hear a lot of usage of it, Irina. I'm not sure how to help with the understanding of it. Yeah, it's a tricky one because it's not something we think about as native speakers. Like I don't plan to talk that way. So from Nam, I'm still young and don't know what kind of person I'm going to be in the future. So how did you make the certain blueprint for yourself? Is it hard? Yeah, there definitely was. Oh, there we go. I found it. It is tick season here. By the way, we have ticks in Canada. Let me just show you. It's kind of not very nice. So there's a tick. I'm just going to go get rid of it. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Be right back. So hopefully now I can teach you the word to gross someone out. Hopefully that didn't gross you out. In English, when we say something grosses you out, it means you're like, I don't like that. Don't show me that. But it's a reality of living out in the country. In my part of the world, we have a lot of different insects and bugs and stuff. And one of the things we have ticks. And this is the time of year where they're very common. So anyways, I just flushed it down the toilet if you're wondering what I did with it. So how did you make the certain blueprint for yourself? Is it hard? Thanks. So I had really good people in my life who I respected. So my mom and dad were very good people, and I have an uncle who was a very good person. And they had it figured out, I guess is a good way to describe it. They lived good lives. They were kind to people. And so I think that is the blueprint I looked at, is what are my mom and dad like, and how do I become like them? No, that says, I checked the thumbnail again. I think the papers under the router, I think it's the router, are not bills. Sorry, my mistake, Bob. Oh, there's definitely bills there. Yeah, because Jen and I are in the process of, at the end of every month, we have to do all of the paperwork for the farm. So there are definitely bills lying there. Know that. Okay, let me get another question on the screen. Let me check the time. Okay. Marina. Hello, Bob. I hope you're doing well. We missed you so much. Oh, thanks, Marina. Can you describe your perfect day? So my perfect day would always involve doing something with Jen. My perfect day in the summer at this point in my life would be going to Toronto with Jen to watch a Blue Jays game. The Blue Jays are the Major League Baseball team in our area. So that would be a perfect day for me, going with Jen to Toronto for a day. Any other time, I just like a day, like a Saturday where there's nothing to do. And maybe we just go out with the kids and do some shopping or some hiking or something like that. That's always fun. I know during the pandemic, as a family, we did a lot of hiking, and I would consider that a perfect day in my book. Did you know that phrase, in my book? Like that's something I like. Well, a perfect day for me is sunshine and a little bit of cloud. In my book, that's a good day. Let's see here. From Mina, are the idiom to sell like fresh shrimp and to sell like hotcakes have the exact same meaning? Which phrases do you like to use most? Thanks. So I have heard the phrase to sell like hotcakes, and I have used that phrase as well. I have not used to sell like fresh shrimp. I imagine that's used by people who live closer to the ocean. So it's not a common phrase for me. But by the way, hotcakes are similar to pancakes. It's like a flat cake that you make in a frying pan. And in English, when we say something is selling fast, we say that they are selling like hotcakes. In fact, Brent made a short video once where he went and bought air conditioners at a store and they were selling like hotcakes. He taught the word or the phrase to sell like hotcakes. That's a good lesson. You could probably find it somehow. I don't know if Brent's here, he can link it. I don't see Brent though. Brent's probably busy teaching away. I'm going to be teaching too. I just haven't left for work yet. Let's see here. From SM Hasnat. Teacher Bob, hope you're well. How effective is watching English movies or TV shows with subtitles for improving listening skills? So I've talked about subtitles a bit. In the English learning world, there are a couple of different camps. There's the people who really don't think you should use subtitles. There's people who think subtitles are great. And then there's me. I kind of like a little bit of both. I think subtitles are great, but I think you should watch things more than once. So I often will watch one of my favorite French YouTubers, and I might watch the whole video with the subtitles on the first time I watch it. And then I might watch it the next day with the subtitles off. So that way you're getting a little bit of, you're getting two kinds of practice there. How effective is it? I think it's quite effective depending on what you're watching. I prefer TV shows where people are having natural, unscripted conversations like The Amazing Race or Survivor, where, yeah, it's not like someone performing in a play. It's more like two people having a real conversation. But certainly, it's a great way to learn English. Oh, look at that. Brent says, just lurking in the chat. It was great meeting Sita. Oh, yes. Hey, Brent, did you do a lesson about air conditioners selling like hotcakes a couple years ago? It's my strange memory of you teaching that phrase. But anyways, if you did, I should put a link below at some point so people can go watch that. I just seem to remember that for some reason. It was a good lesson. You were at the store. I always like it when people are at the place they're talking about. Hatham, what is the difference between thus and therefore? And do we still use thus frequently today? No, we don't use thus unless we want to be funny. It's definitely not a common word. And then therefore, I think you're missing an E after the R. Therefore is very formal and used quite often, right? Like, I ran out of gas, therefore I was late for work. You might hear something like that. Let's see here. Oh, that just reminds me. I didn't respond to Brent. Let me just respond to Brent for a sec. I remember reading Brent's message yesterday. I haven't lost mine yet. This will be a mystery for people watching. What are Bob and Brent talking about? It's so small. I'm sure I'll lose it someday. Yeah, there we go. Brent and I are, sometimes we talk about technical things. So we're talking about a camera. I don't want to give away the, let's see. Mode says to me, yes, Brent did a short on that. And then a while later, you also taught that phrase along with flying off the shelves on your set. Oh yeah, things will fly off the shelves. That's a great way to describe something that's selling fast as well. Okay, let's see here. Wait, did I answer the last question completely? I think I did. I'm not sure. Let me go back for a sec. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Natalia, I came across the expression the ultimate question. In context, it looked like it was being used in some figurative sense, not as the last question, what it could be. Oh, so it means like the best question or the best of something. You know, I have the ultimate minivan. It means I have the best minivan. There was a wrestler once called the Ultimate Warrior, and he was basically saying he was the best fighter in the world. So ultimate. So you're thinking about like ultimate and penultimate to mean, you know, the second last and last or whatever. But generally when we use ultimate in regular English, we're talking about the best of something. Let's see here. Kaka-chen says, hello, Teacher Bob. If you are single and have a 5-day holiday, what do you want to do or where do you want to go? If I'm single, like I'm not married to Jen, oh, that's a tough one. I think I would probably go to Europe. Like on my list of things I want to do in the world, I do want to visit some European countries. I might ask a family member, like I might ask my brother and sister if they want to go on a trip, maybe to Holland or something like that, or the Netherlands, depending on, you know, sometimes I use the wrong word. But yes, that's definitely where I would go for sure. But I would go with some people, some friends, or maybe family. Mode is a great moderator, Mr. Bob. Yes, thanks, Mode, for moderating the chat. Let's see here. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to do members only because I feel like I'm going to maybe go for another 10 or 15 minutes. So let's do members only chat. I'll turn that on and have a sip of tea. So if you are a member, you can ask a question directly in the chat right now. And let me see, how do I do? I was going to try and figure something out. Let me see. No, I'll do that another time. Okay, let me continue with questions here while we wait for members to come up with a few questions. From Flower. Hi, Bob. Good to see you again. My question is, when I learn new vocabulary, I get confused about using it in different scenarios. What is the better solution for it? You're looking for the ultimate solution? Is that what you're looking for? So I feel like I say this a lot, but I'll say it again. Using a new vocabulary word several times in the days after you learn it is very helpful. So learning something, like if you learn the word cat, I know it's a simple vocab word. If you learn the word cat, and then in your language it's le chat, okay, in French, then you should the next day write the word cat and draw a picture of the cat. The next day you should go for a walk, and if you see a cat, you should describe what the cat's doing. You know, oh, the cat is climbing a tree. The cat is eating its food. And then try to do that for 4 to 7 days. Like, find a way either to use the word in writing or to say it out loud to describe something. And that will be very, very helpful for sure. Let's see here. Oh, I do know there's a much longer delay right now, I think. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, let me see here. Let me get another question on the screen, and then I see No That has a question. From Hamid. Hello, Mr. Bob. Could you talk about indirect questions and how to use them? Thanks. That's a tricky one. Let me just do a search for a sec to make sure I'm talking about the right thing. Oh, I see. Yeah. Like when you say things like, you're not asking the question, but you're talking about someone. Like, yesterday, my mom asked me how I was doing, or tomorrow I'm going to ask him what homework I need to do. I'm going to ask the teacher, or yeah, okay. I think you just use them when you're describing something. So I might be getting this wrong. So if you're another English teacher, feel free to chime in. Yeah, so like I could say something like, in the chat, Brent said, I'm here. My students have standardized testing. I'm listening. I might say, oh, tomorrow I should say to Brent, how did your students do? Right? So I'm not asking him the question now, but I'm describing that I'm going to do it. Okay, let me get to, No That says, what subjects do you have to teach at your school today, Bob? Well, we just finished a unit on how to use online accounting software, something called QuickBooks. So that's done. And in French class, we are learning what are called les verbes réfléchis, like je me couche, il se lève. We're learning what are, in English, we call them reflexive verbs, or les pronoms disjoints. No, that's when you emphasize. That's a little different. Anyways, so French and business. Sita. Hi, Denny. Thanks. But please, I'm not a movie star at all. I'm happy people are enjoying Brent's video in the favela. It was really good helping him and Jamie. Yeah, very fun. You are a movie star now, Sita. You're in one of Brent's videos. And then Brent says, yeah, I'm here. My students have standardized testing. I'm listening. Standardized testing is wild. As a kid, I loved taking standardized tests. By the way, a standardized test is when it's usually like the government or the school board wants to measure whether students are learning what they're supposed to learn. So when I was young, I think we did them when I was like 10, and then again when I was 14. I know there was a couple of times. So I liked filling in all the little, because it's usually a question and then A, B, C, or D, and then you have to fill in a little circle with a pencil. I like doing that. I was a little strange as a child. Ralph, no question today. Just listening and enjoying seeing you healthy again. The funniest part today was understanding that Daisy Duck is not just a name. Yes, that's true. If you need to duck, you can duck. Hafiez, with the recent downtime, it's written perfectly. I'm just having trouble reading it. Did you finish watching Shogun? Non-spoilers review, please. Haha. So definitely favorite show of the year. I would say favorite show of the year. My understanding is there is not going to be a part two. I hope they do still make a part two. But of 2024, my favorite TV series of the year was Shogun. Very, very cool. Now, I did read the book by James Clavell 20, 30 years ago. So I did already have an interest in it, but definitely really, really good. Brent says, I think I did do that lesson. I bought one for myself and two for my brother. Yeah, I think that sounds familiar. Hafia says, that's a lot of air conditioners. That is a lot of air conditioners. Yep. Sita says, Mr. Bob, I just want to tell you I'm glad you're healthy again. Thanks, Sita. I appreciate it. Know that. Have you gotten around to watching Dune 2 yet, Bob? And if so, how did you like it? I would say favorite movie of the year. Dune 2, again, I read the original books by Frank Herbert years ago as a kid, actually. So I'm a big Dune fan. I loved Dune 2. It was actually funny. I don't often do this, but I went and watched it in the theater by myself. One of my kids had to go to a friend's house and it was a little bit far away. So I didn't want to drive home again because it was over an hour away. So I said, well, I'll drop you off at your friend's house. And then I just went for a long walk and then I watched the movie Dune and then I went back and picked him up 4 or 5 hours later. So thanks, Know That. Yeah, it was a good movie. I repurchased the item at $50. That's a cheap air conditioner. Things are cheaper in America. I'm jealous sometimes when I have a few relatives in Michigan, and when they tell me what they pay for stuff, sometimes I'm jealous. Like cheese and milk seems to be cheaper than it is in Canada. Okay, let me get a question on the screen here. Oh, let's see here. Brent says, come to Europe with me. I leave in like 6 weeks. That's a little short. I still don't have my passport ready to come to see you in the summer. We haven't finalized the dates yet, but I got to get my passport redone so I can actually go to America in a little while, in a few months. Hafiez, I recommend Fallout, another new TV show. It's post-nuclear apocalyptic show, not a serious TV show, but still great, more hilarious than serious. I'll check it out. I think I have one of the video games. I don't think I played it much though. I think it was on sale once and I bought it, but yeah, I'll check that out, Hafiez, for sure. Hey, I'm going to turn members only chat off. Oh, I almost clicked the wrong button. I almost clicked the button that says end stream. That's not the button I want to click. I'll keep an eye out if there are more questions from members, but thank you for being members. You guys are awesome. That is, it is very nice. Freddie Wolf says, Bob, no specific question today. I'm just happy listening to your lesson. I'm happy to see you in good shape. Thanks. I'm happy to be in good shape. Let's see here. Okay, question 1. So this is, I can't decipher the name because it looks like a mermaid and then someone writing, but here we go. Do you ever compare yourself to someone with a higher level of language proficiency than you? And number 2, which instrument has the funniest sound? So I think the oboe to me has the funniest sound because it's like, it's a very deep woodwind. Oboe has a funny name too, oboe. When I go to teacher conventions, I go to workshops with other French teachers, and then I do find it is interesting to watch because people do compare themselves. Like some people are much better French speakers than other French teachers. I don't normally, because I know that when I speak French, I can speak fluently and I can understand it. I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm very comfortable. If I was to move to Quebec or France, I would be very comfortable getting a job and working and speaking the language. But I do make mistakes, but I just don't care because I always think speaking is more important than getting too worried about that. But I do sometimes think, oh, what do they think? This guy's a French teacher and he makes a lot of mistakes, but oh well. From Cao the Viet, hi Bob. Which option will you choose? I'm going to flip that. Study at university for 4 years, get 90% knowledge, or study for a year and get 70% of that field and still have time to study more skills. Oh, that's a tough one. Depends on my age. So sorry to answer that with a depends, but definitely depends on my age. If I was 17 or 18, I would go to university, definitely. Because I think university is about learning, but it's also about learning outside of the classroom. Like I think, what's a good word? Here's a big word. It's a very formative time in someone's life. If I was my age, I would do the second. I would rather just study on the side on my own and learn 70% of it. Let's see here. I love him. Hi, Bob. What is nature to you as a kid and now as an adult? How important is it to you? Has your relationship with it changed? My questions are weird, aren't they? No, your questions aren't weird. Those are good questions. As a kid, I was outside a lot. We played outside a lot. I grew up on this farm. So definitely I was outside a lot. But has my relationship changed? No, I'm off. Like last night, I was working on my computer and I just went outside. I just like going outside. I'm not someone who likes to go camping. I do like to go hiking, but I do like being outside year round. There's always a call to me to be outside a little bit. Mode says, I know Bob the Canadian can't sing, but that was a good impression of a musical instrument. Let me tell you. Yeah, I still haven't done that lesson where I make all the sound effects, have I? Nostron says, I'm trying to connect, but it's too hard. My internet today is terrible. Oh, I feel bad. Sorry about that. It's frustrating when the internet doesn't work. We're so used to it working all the time, right? Let's see here. Okay, let me get to... Nope, I think we're good there. There are no more questions, by the way, so which is good because I was going to go about 45 minutes. So let's see here. Freddie says, Bob, there's a song called Like a How Bow, and that's not a musical instrument. I think it's a guy who wanders through the world. Is that correct? I have never seen that word before. Are you watching like How Bow? No, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that word, Freddie. That's a strange one. Oh, is it hobo? Maybe you're talking about hobo. So that's an older word for someone who doesn't live in one place and kind of roams like a hobo. Maybe that's the word. Yes. Okay. So that wouldn't be, it rhymes with oboe. That's how I figured out what you were saying. Know that says, I looked up my question from the beginning. You're my yellow and found this explanation. To be someone's everything. The reason someone smiles their favorite person. Yeah. Okay. To be someone's, maybe it's a newer term. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a newer term because it's in Urban Dictionary and other places. So just a term that an older person like me hasn't heard yet. Anyways, how mad cow. I am going to check if there's one more question. No, we're good. And then I know, sorry about this, but I am going to wrap this up. Okay. I'm going to head to work. It was fun to do this 45-minute live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I was going to mention, there's no live lesson tomorrow. I know it's the first Saturday of the month. We'll maybe do one next Saturday, but I do hope to be back into the full swing of things for this week. Okay. Hopefully I have a video out Tuesday, second channel resurrect and start putting videos out there as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll do that. But I am going to I feel like this went great. I felt good doing it. So we did a good 45-minute lesson. And I think that, trying to think through, there is, I'll be mysterious about this. I did make a brief appearance in someone else's YouTube video last week. I'm not going to say who. Some of you in the chat can shout it out if you know it. I did make a brief appearance in someone else's YouTube video last week, driving my tractor and dumping some compost. So if you're curious, you might have to figure it out. I think I'm going to cough. I'm going to just go over here and do that. So 1 sec. So there we go. Yes. Someone else who I know has a YouTube channel and they have put out 6 videos and they have a new one coming out on Sunday. And Know That has it right. Jen has I don't want to make a big announcement here. you'll have to talk to each other. Maybe in the comments below, someone will mention it. So, so I've exceeded the length that I can talk. So I'm going to finish this video and I will see you. I'll be right back. I went 45 minutes without coughing or clearing my throat, and it's now it's trying to get me. So yes, Jen does have a YouTube channel. If you do a search for that, you will find it, and maybe I'll actually get the link to it. Let me find it right here. You do have to have the @ sign there, by the way, in order to find it. And here we go. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, there's a link to it right there. So Jen has just started. It's not a channel for learning English. She wants you to only go visit her channel if you really like flowers and plants and seeing what she does on the farm. She doesn't want, I know how to say this nicely. If you're not interested, don't worry about it. But if you are interested in plants and flowers and what Jen does on the farm, there's a link in the chat right there, Jen's YouTube channel. Go have a look. It's not for learning English. She doesn't talk nearly as much as I do, but she shows a lot of the work she does on the farm. So she started it 6 weeks ago. Actually, some people asked about it during one live stream, and she had already started. She didn't want to mention it right away. But yeah, it's there if you want to watch. Please watch. If you do go watch, please watch the entire video if you choose to watch one, because if you just watch 10 seconds and leave, that doesn't help Jen become a successful YouTuber. But yeah, if you do like it, enjoy. No pressure. I know it's not for everyone. We think that maybe 1% of my audience is actually interested in flowers and plants, so we'll see. Anyways, she loves doing it. She's got another one ready to go. And it's caused a little bit of, we have to share the computer, the editing computer now, but that's fine. I don't mind doing that. Anyways, have a good day. I'm going to leave now. I'm going to sip a bit of tea while I do that. And let me put a link to Jen's channel again in the chat, just so people. It's called My Flower Farm. Yeah, there we go. Fun, fun, fun. Jen has a real nice eye. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Her videos are a lot more cinematic than mine. It's just me talking with something nice behind me, but Jen really shows the farm and what she does. So anyways, have a good day, everybody. I'll see you Tuesday with a new video.